KCT aspirants, KCT 2026 application form filling process has started. And when you actually fill the application form, there are so many reservation categories that you can claim, right? But the question is, who is eligible for these reservation categories and what are the documents needed to prove your eligibility? This is a big confusion among the students. So my dear children, please don't worry, because in this video, we are going to decode all the reservation categories in detail, and I'll also be explaining you what all documents you need to prove your eligibility, and the best thing, the most important thing is what is the benefit that you will get for these reservations, right? So let's get started, and do not forget to hit the subscribe button because many more such informative videos are going to come on this channel. Okay, so let's see what all reservation categories we have. Okay, the KA has provided. So the first one is reservation reserved category candidates. This belongs to SC, ST and OBC category of students. Next, rural candidates, Kannada medium candidates, Jammu Kashmiri migrants, KKR, that is Kalyana Karnataka region candidates. Okay, so these are some major, I can say, reservations that are available. Apart from this, there are also certain special category candidates, right? So the first one among them is your NCC. Then you have sports. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so after NCC, we have sports, scouts and guides, defense, ex-defense, physically disabled, Anglo-Indian. Then you have Central Armed Police Force and ex-Central Armed Police Force. So these are certain special category students who can also claim reservation. Okay, so now we will go one by one. I'll be discussing the major reservation categories. So moving to the first one is your reserved candidates, which includes all SC, ST and OBC candidates. So here reservation is made in favor of candidates belonging to scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and other backward classes of citizens under the category 1, 2A, 2B, 3A and 3B in accordance with the government order of 1995. Okay, so SC, ST and OBC candidates have been categorized into category 1, 2A, 2B, 3A and 3B. Okay, now the production of a caste certificate or caste income certificate issued by the concerned jurisdictional tehsildar in accordance with the government order number, then this order is there, in form D in case of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, in form E in case of category 1 and in form F in case of other backward classes like 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B in support of the claim is mandatory for selecting a seat under the reserved category. Okay, so for the students who belong to SC, ST reservation, they need to fill the form D. For category 1 students, they need to fill the form E, and for other backward classes like 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, they need to fill the form F. Okay, if you need to provide this document mandatorily if you want to claim a seat under this reservation. Okay, if you don't provide the document, then you will not be eligible. Next is, provided that the candidates belong to SC, ST and category 1 should produce an income certificate issued by the jurisdictional tehsildar in the prescribed format appended into this brochure. Okay, so here is one more important thing. SC, ST and category 1 students have to provide their income certificate separately. Okay, the format of that is given in the information brochure towards the end. So you need to provide your income certificate separately. This is for the purpose of processing eligibility of the candidates to claim tuition fee exemption. Okay, so there are certain I can say slabs. If your income is less than this much, then you are eligible for fee exemption. So that also I'll discuss at the end. So but that for you need to provide the income certificate separately from the caste certificate. Okay, further that, and this is the most important thing that everyone should understand. Okay, I want to highlight it in red only. See, this SC, ST and OBC reservation is not applicable for everyone. It is only applicable for the students who are belonging to clause A, clause B. Okay, just a minute. Clause A, clause B, F, H, J, K, L and O. Okay, I have already discussed and made a video on the eligibility clauses. So SC, ST and OBC students of belonging to clause A, B, F, H, J, K, L, O only are eligible to claim this reservation. Okay, and the candidates claiming eligibility under clauses C, D, E, G, I, M and N are not eligible to claim the benefit of registration, benefit of reservation. It is only for the Karnataka origin students. Okay, please keep this in mind, and very important. And if you are a Karnataka origin and if you are falling in this category A, B, F, H, J, K, L and O, then please don't miss this opportunity. Okay, now the this thing you can also cross check in the information brochure. It is available in page number 38. Okay, now what is the certificates that is important here? See, caste or caste income certificate with RD number is important, and the certificate should be in the name of the candidate. Now, candidates seeking reservation benefit should obtain caste certificate in Form D for SC and ST. This I have already discussed. In Form E for Category 1 and Form F for 2A, 2B and 3A, 3B. Okay, and it should be issued by the jurisdictional Tehsildar in accordance with the government, this one. Next, the candidates belonging to SC, ST and Category 1 of the OBC should obtain a separate income certificate to claim the tuition fee exemption. Okay, SC, ST and Category 1 should have a separate income certificate for fee exemption. Okay, this I am repeating because it is very important. Next, the government in order has provided the internal reservation to SC candidates as Category A, B and C. Therefore, the scheduled caste candidates of Karnataka should obtain a scheduled caste certificate containing internal reservation details from the concerned Tehsildar. This is added this time for the first time. It is a new introduction. The internal reservation is there for SC candidates. So your certificate should also mention the internal reservations. Next, we'll talk about the next is the income certificate of all candidates, including the general merit candidates, are eligible for SNQ quota if the annual income is less than 8 lakhs. Okay, if the family income is less than 8 lakhs, then all candidates are eligible for SNQ quota, including the general merit candidates. I'll be making a separate video on SNQ for more details, but here you just understand. Okay, now income certificate should have the RD number and it should be in the name of the candidate. The candidate who claims seat under the super SNQ quota will have to obtain an income certificate from the concerned Tehsildar, and this is only for engineering seats. Okay, now as I told you, SC, ST and Category 1 and general merit candidates should have income certificates separately, whereas caste and income certificate of 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B will be considered for supernumerary seats. Okay, so students belonging to 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, they do not have to produce a separate income certificate. They can have it together, I can say a merged certificate of caste and income certificate. But for SC, ST and Category 1 students, they need to have caste certificate separate and income certificate separately. Okay, next, EWS certificate and Arya Vyasa certificate will not be considered. Okay, please don't give the certificates, it is not applicable here. Now moving to the next thing, that as I told you, I have already made a detailed video where I have explained all the clauses. So please go through that video and just check your clause and let me know in the comment section. And if you are not able to figure out which clause you belong to, that also you can put down in the comment section. I'll definitely help you. And if you want to check this in the official bulletin, that is information bulletin, the clauses have been mentioned in page number 18 to page number 26. You can go through that and revise it. Next is coming to the second category, that is rural candidates. Okay, if you belong to rural place. Now, what is the benefit here? This is first of all mentioned in page number 39. You can check it. 15% of the government seats will be reserved in favor of rural candidates who have studied for 10 full academic years from 1st standard to 10th standard in the educational institution in places like Karnataka and other than larger urban area. So if you have studied in places other than larger urban area for 10 years, okay, from standard 1 to standard 10th, then you are eligible to claim this rural reservation. Okay, and okay, in the brochure itself, there is a list of places which are not included in the rural category. So please check that and just check that where the place which you are considering is not in the list. Okay. Now, smaller urban areas or transitional areas as mentioned in Municipalities Act of 1964. So here are some, I can say, documents, data which we don't need. Next is the candidate whose parents do not come under the creamy layer, okay, non-creamy layer, and the candidates who have studied 10 full academic years from 1st to 10th standard other than the places listed in the brochure will be eligible for claiming the benefit of rural reservation. Okay, so you should be having 1st to 10th standard in rural area and you should belong to non-creamy layer. Okay, however, if the candidates have studied in these places from 1st to 10th standard before the date of notification as an urban area, such candidates are also eligible to claim the rural reservation benefit. Now, what I'm saying here is, suppose you have studied in a place, okay, when you were studying, that place was considered as a rural area, but later it got converted to an urban area. But when you were studying, if that place was a rural area, then you will also be eligible for this rural reservation. Okay, and what are the documents that is needed for here? So just let me clear the Inc. Yeah. So you need all candidates who claim seat under rural category will have to obtain the rural study certificate of 10 full academic years from first standard to 10th standard from the respective school or high school, and that should be signed by head of the institution and should also be countersigned by the block educational officer. Okay, as per the format is again attached in the information brochure towards the end. You can check there. Now, general merit candidates who claim seat in rural category should also submit their non-creamy layer certificate. Okay, so if you are general merit students and you belong to rural area, then you also need to submit the non creamy layer certificate, okay, issued from the concerned tehsildar along with the rural study certificate as per the format with RD number. So for general students, you have to provide your rural study certificate and non creamy layer certificate. Okay, next, moving to, okay, this data is available in page number 50. You can cross check there. Now is Kannada medium's reservation. So 5% of the government seats will be reserved for Kannada medium candidates who have studied 10 full academic years in Kannada medium from 1st to 10th standard. Okay, so if you have studied in Kannada medium from 1st to 10th, then also you are eligible for Kannada medium reservation. And what document you need to produce? Candidates who have studied in Kannada medium from 1st to 10th standard in Karnataka and also the outside state of Karnataka. Okay, if you have studied outside Karnataka, then also you are eligible. Certificate of having 10 full academic years in Kannada medium from 1st standard to 10th standard issued by the head of the educational institution and should be signed by BEO, Block Educational Officer, or DDPI in the performa prescribed in the following pages. So as you go to the information brochure towards the end, Kannada medium certificate format is also there. There you need to get the sign. And this first thing is available on page number 39 and the certificate detail is available on page number 50. You can cross check by yourself. Now moving to the next one, Jammu Kashmiri migrants. So reservation is made in favor of the son and daughter of Jammu Kashmir migrants who satisfy the eligibility condition for government seats in accordance to clause M. Okay, so I have already discussed all the clauses in my previous video, so you can check there. And one seat each in all the government medical and dental colleges of the state and one seat each in engineering colleges irrespective of the course are reserved for the migrant students. Okay, now what are the documents you need to produce? Identity card issued by the jurisdictional deputy commissioner or district magistrate or rehabilitation commissioner for candidates claiming eligibility for government seats under Jammu Kashmir migrant quota. Okay, you need this identity card. Okay, and again this data is available in the respective pages. Now let's talk about Kalyana Karnataka region. Okay, reservation as per the Karnataka educational institutions, the part of the state called the Hyderabad Karnataka region comprising the districts of Bidar, Gulbarga, Yadgir, Raichur, Kopal, Bellary, Vijayanagar shall be regarded as the local area. Please remember, only the students of these districts will come under Kalyana Karnataka region or Hyderabad Karnataka region. Bidar, Gulbarga, Yadgir, Raichur, Kopal and Bellary, Vijayanagar. 70% of the available seats in every course of study in any regional university or educational institution located in the places referred above in the local area shall be reserved in favor of the local person. So all the colleges that are located in these areas, 70% of the 70% of the seats will be reserved for the local person and 8% of the available seats in every course will be reserved for the local persons. Okay, the eligible candidate should produce the relevant certificate in Annexure A appended to this brochure issued by the concerned assistant commissioner during document verification to become eligible to claim seat under HKR reservation. Okay, so Annexure A is also attached with the information brochure. So the that certificate you need to produce and that should be concerned by the assistant commissioner. Okay. Now coming to the document, as I have already mentioned, candidates claiming Karnataka Kalyana region reservation must obtain the Annexure A certificate signed by Assistant Commissioner. Now let's move to some, as I told you, there are some other also reservations which comes under special category. Okay, I have not discussed those categories in detail, but I have mentioned the page numbers that so that you can directly go and check. For example, NCC, what all conditions are required to be eligible for NCC. Similarly, sports, what all games you would have played, which medals will be counted, Olympic, state level, district level, everything is described in page number 42 to 46. Please go through that if you have done any achievement in sports. Scouts and Guides is available in page number 47. Defense is there in 47. 47. About defense I'll be talking. About defense and ex-defense I'll discuss now. Physically disabled again at present in page number 47. Anglo-Indian 48. CAPF again 48 and ex-CAF 48. Okay, I'm not going to this in much detail, but if you want any special category to be discussed, do let me know in the comment section. I'll make a detailed video on that. Now let's talk about defense reservation. Okay, so here you can see son or daughter of defense personnel falling under clauses E, F and G. Okay, I have discussed what is clause E, clause F and clause G of item 6 of chapter 1 of e-brochure should obtain the defense certificates in the prescribed format appended to this brochure, failing which they will not be allowed for verification of certificates and also the later allotment of seats under defense. So the format is given towards the end of the brochure, so please go and download it and give the certificate in that format only. Next, defense personnel for the purpose of these clauses means a person in defense in defense service, including personnel belonging to civil GT, COYS, ASC, who were civilian class 3 or class 4 government servants and border road organizational personnel. Okay, so this is some, I think, army terms, or sorry, not army but defense terms are there. So if your parent belong to these terms, these services, then you are eligible. Next is candidates claiming eligibility for clause E, okay, of e-brochure should produce the certificate of employment issued by the controlling office in the prescribed format appended to this brochure, where the parent is working, indicating the period of working during which the parent has worked in Karnataka. Okay, so for clause E, you have to provide this certificate, your parent working duration and which place they have worked, and the students claiming eligibility under clause F, they have to provide that should produce a certificate from the record office, okay, of the defense unit in the prescribed format, indicating that the parent had a declared place in Karnataka as his hometown at the time of joining the service. Next, if you have understood this clause E, F and G, then I can very sure you can relate to what documents I'm talking about. Similarly, candidates claiming eligibility under clause G of item 6 of chapter 1 e-brochure should produce a certificate from the controlling office in the prescribed format. Again, the format is attached in the information brochure, during which the parent has worked in the Karnataka, the present place of posting, and the fact that his family is permitted to stay in Karnataka. Okay, now provided what is the I'll say what is the benefit of this particular reservation. 10% of the seats shall be reserved horizontally for allotment to the children of defense personnel of Karnataka origin from among the total seats reserved for defense personnel. Okay, out of the total seats, 10% will be for the students of Karnataka origin. Okay, candidates claiming eligibility under clause F of the first brochure. Okay, so here you can see clause F. For them, there will be 10% extra reservation. Now moving to the ex-defense, son or daughter of ex-serviceman falling under item 6H of chapter 1 of the brochure should obtain a certificate showing the home address of the parent issued by the joint director or deputy director of Scenic Welfare and Resettlement Bangalore, failing which they will not be allowed for the reservation. Now ex-servicemen here refers to personnel belonging to again civil GT, COYS, ASC who were civilian class 3 or class 4 government servants who became permanently disabled or were killed during hostilities. Okay, so this is for the ex-servicemen category, and page number 39 you can check the details. So now let's move about why should we be worrying about this benefits of reservation, like why should you be very careful, and if you are eligible, why you should be putting all your efforts to give all the documents correctly. So there are two important benefits of reservation. The first one is the cutoff goes low for certain reserved categories, and there is also a chance of getting fee exemption. Let's see in detail the first one, low cutoff. Okay, so I hope this is visible. I have certain cutoff, you can see, just let me change. Yeah, now if you see, this is the RVCE cutoff of 2025 round 3. Okay, you can see general. Let's talk about a very popular branch, that is computer science and engineering. Okay, just a minute. So you can check for computer science and engineering. For general merit, the cutoff is 499. Whereas if you see for 1G, it is 2013. For 1R, it is 2620. Now 2A 1700, 2A is 5000, And similarly you can see for 2B it is there. And if you see 3A 769, and now if you see SC, the cutoff is 6653, and ST the cutoff is 7162. So if you are belonging to ST, and after that you are having this other reservations also like rural area, so you can club all of them and you can really get a good benefit in the cutoff section. Now apart from that, there is also a facility for fee exemption, so let's discuss that here. Okay, just a minute. Yeah, so if you see, for first of all, who are eligible, the fee exemption or pay details for SC ST Karnataka candidates. Okay, so annual income is below 2.5 lakhs. Okay, candidates are exempted from paying 100% of fees in government, aided, unaided, private and deemed university colleges seats. Okay, if your family income is less than 2.5 lakhs and you belong to SC ST Karnataka candidate, then you can study for free, right? So this is very important, and this also will reduce the burden on your families. So please take this seriously, and if you belong to this, make every effort to get the certificates correct on time. Okay, next is if your annual income is above 2.5 lakhs but below 10 lakhs, in that case candidates are again exempted from paying 100% of the fees in all the colleges. Next is fee exemption for category 1 Karnataka candidates. Okay, for category 1. So annual income below 2.5 lakhs if you have, then exempted from paying fees for seats in the government colleges. For private colleges, fee will be collected by deducting such fees fixed in the government college seats. The candidate has to pay the balance fees. So there will be certain relaxation here. In government colleges, there will be complete 100% exemption in the fees, but in private college, a certain amount will be waived off, but a certain amount you need to pay. But still, that is a win-win situation for all of you if you belong to SC ST or category 1 students. Okay, so my dear children, this was okay. One more information: the candidate may contact the concerned department regarding the fee exemption eligibility or reimbursement criteria. Okay, so that's all in this video, my dear children. So please understand that reservations are done for providing you more benefits, so please don't ignore it. If you belong to the category, please claim it, and for claiming that you need to have documents. So please analyze your clause, your reservation, and the documents needed to prove your eligibility, and get them ready in the proper format. Okay, having documents will not only do, but it should also be in the correct format, and all the format of documents are attached in the information brochure towards the end. Okay, like you just see in the content page also, you can go to the end, and the correct format for study certificate, for linguistic minority, for Kannada medium, for HKR, all the formats are attached. So just take a printout of that and fill that certificate, and then you are ready to prove your or to claim your reservation. Okay, once these documents are ready, then only go for filling the application form, not before that. Okay, I have been telling you many times, there are so much time left for now. Please don't hurry up, please don't do any mistake here. Take your time, I'll be making videos to educate you on all these topics, so please understand this, and then take all your efforts to keep your certificates documents ready, and then only go for filling the application form. I'll be making a live video on how to fill the application form very soon, so please wait for that. Thank you so much for watching. All the best. I have explained all the categories, all the claims very in a simple and easy manner, but still, if you are confused about anything, if you have any doubt, do let me know in the comment section. I'll clear all your doubts, and do not forget to hit the subscribe button if you want if you want such videos more in future. Thank you once again.